Hello, everyone. I'm Jamie Vaughn with CCM Magazine, and I am here today with Red Rocks Worship. And we've got Tyler Roberts and Kory Miller here to talk to us about their brand new album that's out now, Things of Heaven, Where We Come From. Hi, gentlemen. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
We're good. We're good. It's cold here in Nashville. We're in like our third winter. How are you guys?
Pretty much the same. It is currently snowing here in Denver. So, gosh, ready for summer.
So I would love to hear about this new album and how it kind of came about for you.
Yeah. Well, this is Things of Heaven Where We Come From. And we set out with this one in particular. We wrote it mostly over 2020. Quarantine, so a lot of Zoom rights, Zoom meetings. We're worship leaders at a church here in Denver, Red Rocks Church. And so like we had to close the doors to the church, whole 9 yards. And so writing this album, it was all for our church, getting in there, just, hey, here's what's happening in the world is a little bit of a dumpster fire. That's what's happening. And so let's turn people's eyes back to Jesus in the best way that we can. So we set out to write faith-filled anthems for our church, songs that would hopefully connect them with God in the best times and also the very worst. And so really, really proud of this one. This one happens to be, as every new one will probably be, this one happens to be my personal favorite, just because this one, I feel like we really did capture the sound of our house. This, like, what you hear on the record is what you hear when you come to church at Red Rocks, So that's kind of like a real short snippet of what this one's all about.
Yeah. So, and Kory, how did the song selection come about?
Wow. Well, I think much to what Tyler just said, it was not only what was our church going through such tension, the whole world was, and as worship leaders, I feel like we were just trying to teach our church, hey, everything is in God's hands, and how do we give them a repetitious song that like just drills that truth into their minds? And so, yeah, we wanted to write the first one that came out was a song called Living God that just says like, hey, you're alive, you're living, you're breathing, you're moving, you're speaking, you're healing. And so but much to what Tyler said, I think the song selection for this record was, we want to bring heaven to earth. It's already unleashed. When Jesus died and he tore the veil and he unleashed his spirit on the world, it's already right in front of us. And our job as believers and lovers of Jesus is to say, I agree with what your spirit says.
Tyler, when somebody sits down to listen to this album, I know that people have changed how they consume music. So a lot of times it's just song by song. But if somebody sits down start to finish and really takes the album in, what do you want them to take away from it?
Oh, man. Well, kind of just piggybacking off what Kory just said, I want them to experience heaven being brought to them, like the presence of Jesus right where they are. This record to me is like, if you're flying and you're flying, if you imagine clouds, right? And underneath is a big storm and it's just crazy. It's turmoil, it's chaos. That was 2020 and honestly the world today. But then right above that, it's beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful. It is glorious. I see like these clouds and heaven kind of shooting through the clouds, even through like the darkest areas,
Yeah.
That's what I want people to leave experiencing. Like it doesn't fix your situation, but Jesus is with you. Like, like he is there. There's hope. You can see joy rising because Jesus said like, hey, take heart because I've overcome the world, right? Like I've come that you may have life and life more abundantly. That still holds true even when you don't feel it. That's what I want people to leave feeling when they hear the whole thing, like a sense of, man, maybe just maybe I'm in a bubble, but like I feel heaven all around me right now.
Oh, that's so good. So what's your favorite songs on the album, gentlemen?
Kory?
Well, there's one in particular. Am I frozen again?
No, you're good.
Right
You're good.
now.
Okay, Jesus, please. There's one in particular that took about 4 years to write because it was just so much of a journey for me personally. And it's a song called "I Will Trust."
Mhm.
It's a song that just starts off saying, "God, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you're doing. Everything seems blurred. But I do know that you've been good the whole time, and you've told me that you'll be good at the end. If he's author and perfecter, that means he's the same." And so the song ends with this bridge of saying, "So bring on the waves, because I'm loved by the one who anchors me." That one will probably always be really special to me. And then the song, Hope Calling.
The Gremlins, bro. They're just in your internet right now. I don't know.
Sorry, this is.
So Tyler, do you
Yes.
have a, well, what is your favorite album or song on the album?
Oh, that's really hard. I'm so proud of this whole project. These songs are for our church, and I'm so proud of them.
Mhm.
I think for me, one that is really, really special that stands out is the song "Now Here." It's a song that I got the privilege of writing with one of our other writers, Jake Espy, who actually produced this record. And it, we've had such a really odd relationship over the many years that we've worked together. And so this one is just like a gift, a
Mhm.
gift. And it's amazing. We wrote that last March, April. So when we were going through all the stuff, 2020 thing. And to see our church come to life when we start singing that bridge, I see joy rising, I hear hope calling, I see fear hiding, I hear chains falling. Like our church just comes to life in the coolest way for me. So that one is probably the most special to me.
Yeah. Now, Tyler, do you have a message of hope for our viewers?
Yeah, man. The hope. Honestly, I just want people to know like Jesus is exactly who he says he is.
Mhm.
The world wants to tear down everything Jesus. They want to strip us of Jesus. They want, if the name Jesus is said, they want it gone.
Right.
There's a reason for that. It's because he is exactly who he says he is. He is our hope. He is our provider. He is our healer. He is our future. I want people to just cling onto that and remember that, because in Christianity today, we have so many self-help books. We have so many things, so many things that are out there to help, and they're great. But may we never lose the fact that like Jesus is the only way.
Mhm.
Jesus is exactly who he says he is. I've said that 3 times because I want people to hold on to that. If you are hurting, Jesus is your provider. He's your healer. If you are living on a mountaintop today and like life is going really great, praise God for that, number one.
Yeah.
But still, thank Jesus because it's his. Every good and perfect gift came from him anyways.
Mhm.
And so I just want that. That's my message of hope. Turn back to Jesus. Turn to Jesus. He is the one, the only. He is the was, and the is to come. All of our faith and hope has to be in him because he's the answer to everything, everything that's happening in the world, that's happening in your life, that's happening in your brain. He's literally the answer.
Well, that was a good word for today. And so I'm very thankful for that. And gentlemen, thanks so much for stopping by CCM and talking to us today about your new album. It's out now, Things of Heaven, Where We Come From.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
guys.